Forgetting the past not acceptable, but excessive focus on past may hinder the future, says Prime Minister Tariq Rahman at BNP's discussion meeting marking the Independence and National Day. Ship carrying 30,000 tons of fuel oil arrives at Chattogram port. 3 more ships carrying 2 lakh tons of LNG expected to arrive at port within 5 days. Supply of fuel oil in country adequate. Black marketers hoarding oil to create crisis, says Power, Energy and Mineral Resources Minister Iqbal Hassan Mahmood. Information and Broadcasting Minister Zahiruddin Shapon emphasizes on importance of credible communication, strong democratic institutions and independent media to ensure stability in changing global system. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres reaffirms UN's unwavering support and solidarity with Bangladesh during meeting with Foreign Minister Dr. Khalilur Rahman at UN headquarters. Prime Minister sends gifts on wedding of daughter of 2024 July may surprising Shahid Jamal and Dhaka University admission test pass Japal Chakma. People returning to the capital after Eid ul-Fitr vacation. Tourist and amusement centers still in festive mood. Donald Trump gives Iran until April 6 to open Strait of Hormuz. United States considering bringing weapons reserved for Ukraine to Middle East. And Bangladesh win gold medal in men's compound team event at Asia Cup Archery, defeating Vietnam in Bangkok. Assalamu alaikum. Welcoming you all. News at 10. This is Nazneen Khalik Zubair. Those were the headlines. Now move on to the details. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman has said Shahid President Ziaur Rahman was one of the essential figures of independence and the liberation war. The Premier said this while addressing a discussion at the Institution of Engineers, Bangladesh Auditorium this afternoon. Bangladesh Nationalist Party BNP organized the discussion on the occasion of the Independence and National Day. Tariq Rahman said Shahid President Ziaur Rahman cherished the dream of an independent Bangladesh and sovereignty. He said, "We should not forget the past, but dwelling too much on the past can hinder the future." Tariq Rahman said it is possible to build the desired Bangladesh if everyone works together. Prime Minister urged all to work together to build an inclusive and self-reliant Bangladesh, ensuring that everyone can live well together. Tariq Rahman said, "Let the pledge of this Independence Day be that not just one section of society, but all of us will live well together."
অতীত নিয়ে সবসময় পড়ে থাকলে এক চোখ অন্ধ, আর অতীতকে যদি আমরা ভুলে যাই তাহলে আমাদের দু চোখই অন্ধ। সুতরাং আমরা যেমন অতীতকে একদম ভুলে যাব না, ভুলে যাওয়া চলবে না, ঠিক একইভাবে অতীতেও আমরা দেখেছি, খুব বেশি দিন না, নিকট অতীতেও আমরা দেখেছি যে অতীত নিয়ে এত বেশি চর্চা হয়েছে যেটা আমাদের সামনে যে সমৃদ্ধ ভবিষ্যৎ আছে সেই ভবিষ্যৎকে বাধাগ্রস্ত করেছে। বাংলাদেশের স্বাধীনতা এবং মুক্তিযুদ্ধের অন্যতম অনিবার্য চরিত্র শহীদ রাষ্ট্রপতি জিয়াউর রহমান। তবে তিনি বাংলাদেশের স্বাধীনতার যে স্বপ্ন সেটি যে তার মনের মধ্যে সেই বোধ শক্তির পথ থেকে লালন করতেন, এটি কিন্তু তার একটি লেখায় ফুটে উঠেছে। স্বাধীনতার চিন্তা চেতনা যে তিনি ধারণ করতেন, একটি স্বাধীন বাংলাদেশের জন্য যে তার একটা দীর্ঘ মানসিক প্রস্তুতি ছিল, সেটি আমরা তার একটি লেখা থেকেই পরিষ্কারভাবে বুঝতে পারি। প্রথম যে আমরা স্বাধীনতা দিবস পালন করি, সেই দিবস উপলক্ষে যে প্রথম ক্রোড়পত্রটি প্রকাশিত হয়েছিল, সেই ক্রোড়পত্রে এই লেখাটি ছাপা হয়েছিল বা প্রবন্ধটি ছাপা হয়েছিল। শেষ প্যারায় শহীদ জিয়াউর রহমান লিখেছিলেন, তখন রাত 2:15 26শে মার্চ 1971 সাল, রক্তের আখরে বাঙালির হৃদয়ে লেখা একটি দিন। বাংলাদেশের জনগণ চিরদিন স্মরণ রাখবে এই দিনটিকে, স্মরণ রাখবে, ভালোবাসবে। এই দিনটি তারা কোনোদিন ভুলবে না, কোনো দিন না। শহীদ জিয়ার লেখা একটি জাতির প্রবন্ধ লেখাটি আমাদের মুক্তিযুদ্ধের একটি অনন্য দলিল। 74 সালেও আবার যখন প্রকাশিত হয়েছিল, কারোরই কোনো আপত্তি ছিল না, এবং শহীদ জিয়া তার লেখায় যা যা বলেছিলেন অবিকল ছিল। সেই সময় সরকারে কারা ছিল, রাজনৈতিকভাবে কারা কোথায় অবস্থান করছিল, আমাদের কম বেশি প্রত্যেকেরই ধারণা আছে। কিন্তু সেই সময় তৎকালীন সরকার অথবা রাজনৈতিক ব্যক্তিত্ব কেউ শহীদ জিয়ার কোনো লেখার প্রবন্ধটির কোনো বক্তব্যকে কেউ কোনোভাবেই খণ্ডন করেননি, চেষ্টাও তারা করেননি। কারণ সেই সময় যারা ছিলেন তারা জানতেন শহীদ জিয়ার প্রতিটি বাক্য, প্রতিটি শব্দ প্রবন্ধে লিখিত সত্য সেগুলি। আমাদের এবারের স্বাধীনতা দিবসের অঙ্গীকার হোক সমাজের একটি অংশ নয়, বরং আমরা সকল শ্রেণী পেশার মানুষকে নিয়ে এই দেশে আমরা ভালো থাকব। এটিই হোক এই স্বাধীনতা দিবসের অঙ্গীকার। আসুন আমরা প্রত্যেকে একসাথে সহাবস্থানের মাধ্যমে প্রত্যেকে খারাপকে দূরে ঠেলে দিয়ে ভালোকে সাথে নিয়ে ভালো থাকার চেষ্টা করি।
BNP Secretary General and LGRD Minister Mr. Fakhrul Islam Alamgir chaired the function, while BNP Standing Committee members Dr. Khandakar Musharraf Hussain, Dr. Abdul Moin Khan, BNP Standing Committee member and advisor to the Ministry of Agriculture Nazrul Islam Khan, BNP Standing Committee member and Finance and Planning Minister Amir Khosrow Mahmood Chaudhry, BNP Standing Committee member and Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed, Educationist Professor Dr. Wakil Ahmed, Economist Professor Dr. Mahbubullah, UGC Chairman Professor Mamun Ahmed and Dhaka University Vice Chancellor Professor ABM Obaidul Islam spoke the function. Fisheries and Livestock State Minister and BNP's Publicity Secretary Sultan Salahuddin Tuku conducted the program. A ship carrying 30,000 tons of fuel has docked at Chattogram port amidst fuel crisis. The fuel includes 10,000 tons of diesel and 20,000 tons of jet fuel. Confirming the matter, Chattogram Port Secretary said Rifat Hamim informed that the ship anchored in the port yesterday. As per the agreement, a Chinese establishment named Unipec supplied the fuel on board a ship named MT Grand Goa. Authority concerned said that this new shipment would bring relief despite uncertainty in fuel supply due to global instability. Senior General Manager of Bangladesh Petroleum Corporation BPC Yusuf Hossain Bhuiya informed that since yesterday there was talk of 2 lakh tons of diesel, and the new supply of 10,000 tons of diesel will be added to this. The imported diesel will be used in transport in industrial sectors, while the jet fuel will be supplied to various airports of the country, he added. This is the 9th fuel oil landed ship that came to the country during the current month. Despite 17 ships were scheduled to come, the schedule of the first of the ships are still uncertain, he added. Earlier, 8 ships reached the country, the BPC GM said further. He further stated that the fuel stock in the country's depots and in the pipeline can contain the situation till April next. Meanwhile, BPC Chairman Mohammad Rezanur Rahman said that the ship has reached this morning as per the earlier fixed schedule. There is no shortage of fuel supply in the country, he said, adding that side-by-side initiative is being taken to collect fuel oil from alternative source. 3 more ships carrying approximately 2 lakh tons of liquefied natural gas LNG are expected to arrive at Chattogram port within the next 5 days. One of the ships has already entered the country's territorial waters, with the remaining 2 scheduled to arrive by the Wednesday. The total LNG capacity of the 3 ships is around 1,93,000 tons. On Friday, Chattogram Port Authority's Secretary said Rifat Hamim confirmed that the HL Puffin tanker carrying 61,997 tons of LNG from Australia arrived at the Kutubdia coast on Thursday. Additionally, 2 more ships, New Brave with 61,000 tons of LNG from Indonesia and Celsius Gasprovos with around 70,000 tons of LNG from the United States, are expected to reach the port by Wednesday. Mohammad Nurul Alam, Senior Deputy General Manager of UNI Global Business Limited, the local shipping agent for the two ships, said that both tankers are currently on schedule to arrive as planned. Minister of Power, Energy and Mineral Resources Iqbal Hassan Mahmood said that the supply of oil in the country is normal. However, black marketeers are trying to create an artificial crisis by hoarding oil. The minister said this while speaking to media personnel in Sirajganj this morning. Meanwhile, the Bangladesh Petrol Pump Owners Association has urged consumers to remain restrained in purchasing fuel. At the same time, the organization has also called on people to refrain from buying excess of fuel and stockpiling it. Information and Broadcasting Minister Zahiruddin Shapun emphasized on the importance of reliable communication, strong democratic institutions and independent mass media to ensure stability in the changing global system. He made the remarks while delivering a speech at the International Strategic Communications Summit, STARTCOM 2026, held in Istanbul today. At the event, the inaugural speech was delivered by President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Vice President Sevet Imaj, head of the Communications Department, Burhanettin Duran, also addressed the function, speaking at a panel discussion titled New Global Structure, a Perspective on Communication. The Information Minister said such initiatives are extremely important in the context of global power shifts and the spread of misinformation and disinformation.
And the people of our country, they are eager for the right information and truth. But in modern ecosystem, it is very difficult to get it. And so, for any government, not only Bangladesh, they are feeling that there should be a new framework for global order. And for that reason, this summit is very relevant, very relevant. And in this stage, I must appreciate the Turkish government. And this initiative could be a platform for negotiation, that how the global community can form a new framework. And from Bangladesh, we are taking the measurement, as I mentioned, that our government is a very new government, and in the size of economy, in size of knowledge, and in size of technology, we are learning, still we are in process. So we have quest. For that reason, we want to make a humble request, country like Turkey and all other countries friendly, those who are already took some measurement, who can come up with a regional discussion and global discussion, which can be mutually benefited country like Bangladesh, and we can face domestic all the issues. And with that development, we'll come out again like this forum. Again, thanks to the Turkish government and the Department of Communication.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has reaffirmed the United Nations' unwavering support and solidarity with Bangladesh during a meeting with Foreign Minister Dr. Khalilur Rahman at the UN headquarters. During the meeting held on Thursday, the UN chief extended warm congratulations to the newly formed government of Bangladesh. He also highly commended Bangladesh for its continued humanitarian leadership and generosity in sheltering forcibly displaced Rohingya people. The two sides discussed a range of contemporary global issues, including the challenges faced by developing and vulnerable countries amid the ongoing global oil crisis. Both sides reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening cooperation between Bangladesh and the United Nations in addressing global challenges and promoting sustainable development. Dr. Rahman highlighted the disproportionate impact of the crisis on poorer nations. On behalf of the Prime Minister Tariq Rahman, the Foreign Minister extended an invitation to the UN Secretary General to visit Bangladesh at a mutually convenient time. Guterres welcomed the invitation and expressed his appreciation. At the wedding of Tania Akhtar, daughter of martyr Jamal, who was killed in the mass uprising of students and people in 2024, and among 3 individuals, gifts from Prime Minister Tariq Rahman have been delivered. Financial assistance has been provided for the treatment of Motia Akhtar Maisha, a girl from Bogura living in Chattogram who is suffering from blood cancer. Also, Jipal Chakma, a son of the remote hills of Khagrachuri, has been given a scholarship for admission to the University of Dhaka and to continue his studies by Amra BNP Poribar. On this occasion, a program was organized in the morning at the auditorium of the Chattogram Press Club. At the event, State Minister for Land and Chattogram Hill Tracts Affairs Barrister Mir Muhammad Helaluddin said that Amra BNP Poribar has been working in the service of humanity without any self-interest. There is no political motive behind it. Additional Press Secretary to the Prime Minister Atikur Rahman, Rumon, said that the organization Amra BNP Poribar was named for serving distressed humanity. It had faced repression from the previous fugitive autocratic government. At the event, hosted by Deputy Press Secretary to the Prime Minister Shahidul Islam Rani, among others, Member Secretary of Amra BNP Poribar, Krishibid Muqsidul Momen Mithun, Chhatrodol leader Sir Chando Chakma and BNP Central leader Abul Qasim spoke at the program. The flow of passengers returning to the capital are still continue after spending the Eid ul-Fitr holidays with their families, causing heavy passenger pressure at major transport terminals today. Since this morning, a large influx of Dhaka-bound passengers was witnessed at Komlapur railway station, Saidabad, Mohakhali and Gaptoli bus terminals, as well as at Shodorghat launch terminal. Trains arriving in Dhaka from different districts carried excessive passenger loads, with many travellers seen standing on travelling near train doors due to overcrowding. Most buses heading towards the capital were fully occupied, while comparatively fewer passengers were seen travelling from Dhaka to other districts by buses, trains and launches. Despite travel fatigue, passengers expressed relief at returning safely after enjoying Eid with their families and said they did not face major suffering during the return journey. The government declared Eid holidays from March 17 to March 23, while March 26 was observed as Independence and National Day, extending the holiday period for many travellers. Transport operations say passengers' pressure towards the capital is likely to continue tomorrow as well. After Eid ul-Fitr, the market is a bit stable and price of vegetables and some daily items have gone down slightly. However, the prices of certain items such as beef and chicken remain high, showing little change from pre-Eid levels. Traders say that as supply chains return slowly to normally after the holiday break, and prices of items like fish, sugar and edible oil are expected to decrease further. According to sellers, the surge in prices ahead of Eid has now decreased slightly. However, some consumers say that food prices are still beyond their reach and have called for stronger market monitoring by the authorities. Now, international news.